This is The Huddle, presented by the Midwest Christian Boys Football Camp, otherwise known as Man Camp. Welcome to The Huddle. Hey friend, I'm Mike McCurry and you are in The Huddle. Today we are joined in The Huddle by Pastor Joe Grimaldi, and you've brought boys to football camp for years. You brought your kids to football camp for years. You have grandkids coming to football camp now. Talk to us about preparation, not only in life, but for players, young men coming to football camp. How can they best prepare for Man Camp?
Well, there's a lot of things to consider. Let's first talk about the physical aspect of it. So, most of our kids today, unless they're playing football with their thumbs, are not in shape, to play football. Although, we talk about how hard football camp is, but, back in the day when I played public school football, it was way harder.
Yes.
I mean, the physical requirements for public school football were far exceeded the physical requirements we have at football camp. But there still is some physical requirements. So as much as you can run, as much as you can exercise, jumping jacks, there's no place for you to run, get into a process of doing some jumping jacks and exercise. Anything that's going to bring up your cardio and keep it up for a sustained period of time, you should start doing that, getting yourself in better shape physically. Maybe you're a little bit too heavy and you want to lose some weight. Be a good time to do that. Cut the carbs out of the diet, cut all the sugars out, which would be good for all of us, and lose a little bit of weight. Maybe you're really light and you need to put on a little bit of weight. Yep. Once again, now's the time to do that. Start thinking about it in March and April and May. Don't wait till you get all the way up to then. And then I will also say, then you want to talk about the spiritual aspect of preparation. What am I going to do spiritually while I'm there? And start getting yourself to a place where you're willing to say to God, here am I, send me. You're willing to say to God, whatever you want to tell me, whatever you want me to do, so that you start preparing your heart for the preaching that's going to go on. And then football aspect of it, depending upon your level and what you know about football, what you don't know, you might want to look up some things on the internet about basic plays and formations and, where the holes are and where this is and where that is and all of those kinds of things. Absolutely. To start to prepare yourself. If you've never played tackle football, you might want to find, get some pillows or something, or your little sister, no, I'm just kidding, something, and go out in the yard and practice hitting it or tackling it and blocking it a little bit. Look at it, because you're not used to the physical aspect of that game. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of football knowledge sometimes can go, an awful long way. And then you want to start thinking about, what do I really need to bring gear-wise? Right. What am I going to need? Now, we, obviously, we have all the pads and such, but what's going to be the most comfortable shoes for me? I refereed for a lot of years, and believe it or not, referees talk about socks. I mean, you think, oh, this is stupid, but man, a great sock and a bad sock. I had a boy with blisters so bad, I could mention his name, you'd know who it is, so bad that he could not play. Dan Martin said, I've never seen blisters this bad on somebody's feet. He had horrible socks, and he had horrible shoes. So you come here with terrible shoes and terrible socks, and after Tuesday, you can't even play. You're limping all around. Gear, once again, not to be, crude, but your underwear. Right. I mean, you need something that's going to be very wicking and so forth to make you comfortable, because there's going to be long days. You're going out and working and out, and then cutting football practices, and then sitting, and if you're sitting in all that sweat, you create problems and issues. It makes a very uncomfortable week.
And to that point, bring extra pairs.
Absolutely.
I would always rather have more, and that's something that's so small that you can throw in there. It's not like a pair of pants. You can easily change that. It feels so much better so quickly.
Powder.
Right, absolutely.
Baby powder, some kind of powder, change your life.
Absolutely, very quickly. If you say, I don't have any weights, how am I going to start doing push-ups and sit-ups? Start with something. You can start. You'd be absolutely amazed if you start doing 3 sets of 5 push-ups, and then the next week do 3 sets of 6 and 7 and 8. And by the time you get to football camp, you could be doing 20, 25 push-ups just like that. Start with something. Stop making excuses. Get prepared for football camp. We're going to continue talking tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to The Huddle. You can find more information and register for Man Camp online at mancamp1994.org. Man Camp is a ministry of the First Baptist Church in Dwight, Illinois. Join us next time in The Huddle.